So I have been on a little bit of a minimalism journey, and I've gotten a lot of questions about how to get started. So I decided to do a little bit of a minimalism series here on my channel, and this will be, I guess, part 2, because I already did a video on 10 ways that I'm embracing minimalism, and that's basically just about how to get that less is more mindset. But what about the practical aspect of minimalism? You need to sort of start getting your hands dirty and start cleaning up your space. And one of the first ways that a lot of people start with minimalism is by decluttering. So today I'm going to talk about 21 things that you can declutter now to get started with minimalism. I mean, like today, like now. Actually, I lied, it's gonna be 25 things. Number 1 is dead batteries. I know all of us have a drawer somewhere where we have a bunch of batteries that are just sitting there, that are dead, that are waiting to be taken to the battery graveyard. Why not just go ahead and take the time to get rid of those? I think you can just take them to Best Buy. They'll take your dead batteries and your e-waste, and you can just get rid of it. Easy peasy.
Easy peasy, right?
Number 2 is e-waste. How many of you guys have old iPads, iPod Nanos, the original iPod, although maybe those are worth something now. I used to have the old U2 iPod. I gotta go look for that. You can take your old Apple products to Apple and they will get rid of them for you. And sometimes you can get even a little bit of money back depending on how old the item is. So, but if you're not using it and it's lying around, just get rid of it. Okay, this one always really annoys me, and it's old instruction manuals. Pretty much everything is available on YouTube or Google these days, so I really don't see the need in having a paper instruction manual for your microwave. Just Google the model number and you can probably get a digital version of it right then and there in front of you. Number 4 are kitchen items that you no longer use. And I'm talking about things like slap chops, ShamWows, your magic bullet.
It's wisdom quiet!
I feel like kitchens are a really easy place to collect clutter, and especially collect things that you think you need. When's the last time you made muffins? Do you really need that many muffin tins? And if you do want to make something in the future and you ended up giving it away, then why not just borrow it from somebody when you need it? Number 5 is clothing that you haven't worn in a year. And for me, a year I think is a really reasonable timeline, especially if you live in a place that actually has all 4 seasons. So it may be 6 or 7 months before you wear your winter parka, for example, again. So I think giving yourself a year is a really reasonable timeline just to decide if you're gonna wear the piece. Number 6 is worn out socks and undies. I can tell you that when I was deep into my shopping addiction, I would buy clothing on a weekly basis, but I'll admit that I hadn't bought new underwear in probably 5 years. And that just goes to show you where my priorities were. Socks and underwear, they really get worn out easily. They get holes in them, they thin out. There might be some skid marks in there in your undies. Number 7 are old magazines, books, brochures, playbooks, things like that. I'm sure all of us have a bunch of old magazines that we're not using anymore, that we're not looking at. And you know, if you make fun of the old magazines from 1992 that are in your doctor's office, then why are you holding on to them yourself? Number 8 is junk mail and flyers. There's plenty of ways that you can find out what's on sale at your local grocery store, things like that, all digitally. And you can even use things like the Flip app, not sponsored, to shop sales all around, and it just does the work for you in terms of clipping coupons and finding sales and getting those deals. Number 9 is expired supplements and medications. If you guys didn't know, I'm a pharmacist.
I'll go with the pharmacist.
So pharmacist tip is that medication does go bad. There is a shelf life on medication. So it'd be a good idea to take the time to go through your medicine cabinet and see what is still good and what has expired. And anything that has expired, you can take to your local pharmacy and we will take it and get rid of it for you safely. Number 10 are reusable water bottles or tumblers that you don't use anymore. So for the longest time, I was obsessed with collecting things like cute swell bottles and travel mugs, and we had quite the collection going. But it turns out I really only use 2 or 3 of them on a daily basis, and the rest just end up sitting there. Pick the one that you like, pick the one that you use, pick the one that keeps your drinks cold and your coffee hot, and donate the rest. Number 11 is old cables and chargers. You don't know what they're for, so get rid of them. Number 12 is old nail polish. I actually decluttered my nail polish collection down to 3 nail polishes, and it's because nail polishes do go bad. They get thick and gooey and weird, so make sure you take the time to go through some of your old nail polish and get rid of the ones that are just, you know, a little off and not quite right. Number 13 is expired sunscreen. You should be wearing your sunscreen every single day, but sunscreen also goes bad. You don't want to be be compromising on your sun protection, so make sure you're always using sunscreen that's in date and get rid of the stuff that's not. Number 14 is stationery, and I'm talking about things like pens, papers, paper clips, file folders, highlighters, post-it notes.
Okay, I invented Post-its.
Take stock of your stationery. How much of it are you actually using, and how many paper clips and staples do you really need? Number 15 are old CDs and DVDs. Some people want a big music collection, and some people are collectors when it comes to those things, so you do you if you fall into that category, but most of us, when's the last time you used your DVD player? But for me, I'm gonna say that records are in a safe space. There's just something really cool about having vinyl. Number 16 are books you no longer read. And this could be up for debate. If having a large book collection and having a library like Belle and Beauty and the Beast is something that brings you a lot of joy, then maybe you can skip over this recommendation. But at the same time, I think it's still a good idea to take some time to go through and edit your book collection and see what it is that you haven't read in a while and that you don't plan on reading, and see if you can donate it to a local library, a shelter, or even those like neighborhood book exchanges. Take a book, leave a book kind of thing. I think someone else can get a lot of value out of the books that you're no longer reading. Number 17 are out of date documents that you no longer need. So I'm talking about things like bank statements, old receipts, things like that. Make sure you shred the documents properly and safely so that your privacy is maintained. But if it's just extra paper lying around, then get rid of it. Number 18 is old booze. So I didn't actually know this, but apparently alcohol can go bad. Just booze that you've left half open, sitting there for years and years and years, I don't think it's good anymore. Number 19 are old glasses. So I'm talking about glasses, like corrective glasses that are no longer your prescription. These you can actually donate either to your local glasses store. A lot of local, opticians, things like that will take them and donate them to someone in need. I don't know, I used to be a person that would hold on to all of my old glasses.
Probably misses his old glasses.
But you can definitely donate those and give them away to someone who does need them. Number 20 are sample sizes for travel. I used to pride myself on collecting these things and holding on to all those itty bitty shampoos and body washes. First of all, I think they are very wasteful. I think we spend a lot of time perfecting our skin and our hair care routine. And then why would you go and kind of mess that up by using old shampoo bottles and body wash from Howard Johnson just because they're cute and fun to use? I don't know. Number 21 is Tupperware that doesn't have a matching lid. I don't know about you guys, but I always end up with more Tupperware than I do lids. Lids are like the elusive thing that just always end up disappearing. It's kind of like the sock in the dryer. If that happens and you can't find the lid, I think especially with plastic Tupperware or glass, you can easily recycle it or repurpose it and use it as like a cereal bowl. Number 22 is equipment or supplies for hobbies that you no longer do. So for me, I used to take up rock climbing, and I haven't gone rock climbing in probably over 5 or 6 years, and frankly, I'm afraid of heights. So I don't really need my climbing shoes, my chalk, or my harness anymore. And be realistic with yourself when it comes to thinking if you're really gonna take that hobby up again. If it's been sitting around for more than a year, chances are you're probably not going to. Number 23 are knickknacks that have no purpose, like just their things. So I'm talking about coffee table books, little figurines, things that are just there and don't really serve any purpose. And what I think is important about this is things that don't really spark joy for you. So if you have like a little knickknack or a figurine that you walk by and that you see every day and just makes you smile, then fine, hold on to it. If it's just there to fill the space and is just like knick-knacky clutter, then I think get rid of it. Number 24 are old linens, so things like bed sheets, towels, pillowcases, old pillows. So these are some things that you can consider getting rid of and donating, like donating them to your local Humane Society. They will always take pillows and blankets and towels for the little cats and dogs there. So it would be a good idea to take an inventory of your old linens and see what you can get rid of. And number 25 are duplicates that you no longer wear. So I've talked about this in a video before, where I used to think is if I love this shirt in white, then I would love it just as much as if it was in red, purple, green, or blue, just to try to get myself to wear more color. But turns out that would never be the case. I would always just wear the original color that I purchased, and the other ones would just sort of end up sitting there. So if there's a bunch of duplicates in your closet, whether they be the same color or different colors, but if you don't wear them, then I think it's probably a good idea to get rid of them. So that's it for today's video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope it gave you a few good ideas on how to get started with your own minimalist journey and what to get started with decluttering in like a practical sense, because we all kind of want to get started somewhere, and I think these are really easy things that most of us have in our homes already that can use a little bit of editing and culling. Let me know some of the things that you've decluttered recently, and let's add to the list. Do me a favor and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. It would really help me out. And if you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to hit subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.